In this video, I'm going to be walking you through the simple copywriting methods that I use on all of my sales pages that bring in over 30K per month in digital product sales. And these are the same methods that I use with all of my web design clients that, in my clients' own words, transform their website into a client getting machine. And the best part is that anyone can do this. It's really not that hard or complicated. You don't have to be some incredible writer. There are simple formulas that work for getting people to buy that are really easy to template, which is exactly what I've done and what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. So whether you're looking to write the content for your own web page or you're a web designer looking to streamline the process between content and design, then this video is for you. This is part 2 of a series where I'm taking you through a real web design project from start to finish. In the previous video, we went through how to put together a website strategy and planned out all of our content into this sitemap. And in this video, I'm going to be taking you through actually writing this content and all the templates that I use to create high converting web designs. So first, what is copywriting? Put simply, it is content with the goal of getting someone to take a specific action. So in other words, it's the basis of everything, especially when it comes to business and sales, which is why over the past year, I have spent 2 hours every single day practicing and studying how to write great sales copy, writing sales pages, content, emails, websites. And as a result, not only do my web design projects go so much smoother, I've been able to land better projects and charge more because of the added value that I bring to my clients, but almost every other area of my business has improved too. The content that you're watching now, it's the scripting of these videos that allow me to grow to 20,000 subscribers in under 3 months and grow my digital product sales to 5 figures per month. Copywriting is the single most important skill that has fueled all of this. And so in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you everything I know, including all the templates that I've developed for myself. So first, let's take a look at these templates. You can grab these below if you want to use them for yourself, but I'm going to be going through them in a lot of detail as we go through this video. And what I've done here is break down all the pages that you might need on a website. Each page is then broken down into the key sections with copy prompts and examples so that anyone, regardless of experience, is going to be able to fill these in and have website content ready to go. As a web designer, you can use these to learn to write content for yourself and add value to your web design projects by improving the results that you can get your clients. Or if you're totally uninterested in offering this service, then what a lot of designers do is just take this template and give it to their client, and they'll be able to just write their own content. And to make it even easier, you can just send them this video to help them because we're going to be going through the exact process of using these to write our copy. So before we get started, there are 5 rules for writing great copy. Number 1, people don't read, they scan. So you want to make sure you're using headlines to grab attention and then break your text up into really short paragraphs. Number 2 is clear over clever. People buy the things that they understand the quickest, and so you want to focus on being really clear instead of trying to be too clever. You can always add clever later to spice it up a bit. You also want to be using really accessible language that everyone can understand. The general rule is to write everything at a 5th grade level. Number 3 is tone of voice. This is really important. You want to make sure that you're doing your market research and understand your audience first so that you can talk to them in a way that they relate to and understand. You want to be relatable and not too salesy. It really doesn't need to be icky or in your face for it to be really effective. In fact, the more honest and down to earth you are, the better. Number 4 is to manage expectations. You want to be open and honest and not make big unreasonable claims. You're helping people make the best choice for them, not forcing them into buying something that they don't need. And so the last thing that you want is for someone to get their expectations up and buy your product only to find that it's not actually a great fit for them, because then they're more likely to be unhappy and possibly leave a bad review. So partly this is about having a great product or service to begin with that's going to over deliver and blow your customers away. This also makes it really easy to brag about in your copywriting because you're just telling the truth. And lastly, the most important part of all of this, number 5, it is not about you. Your website, your sales page is not about you. It is 100% about your customer. You want to make sure that you're writing in second person using you instead of I or we, because they are the focus here. Their problems, their desires, their questions, you have to start with your audience first. So a lot of people at this point will tell you that you need to put together a customer avatar, and they'll get you to list things like their sex, their location, where do they live, their interests. But to be honest, most of the time, this is a pointless task that really doesn't help you much. So instead, the method that I use for all my clients is putting together this brand story script. This is from the book Building a Story Brand, which I highly recommend checking out as it's a very accessible starting point for learning sales psychology and storytelling. And it's all about crafting a story for your brand or your offer to demonstrate the transformation that your product or service offers. So this is based on a very commonly used storytelling technique of the hero's journey, positioning your customer as the hero of the story and your brand as the guide who helps them overcome challenges and get the thing that they want. So if you haven't done so already, then make sure to watch my previous video here where I put together the website strategy for the example client that I'm going to be using in this video. In this, you'll see me put together this brand story script to give us the messaging points that we're going to pull from and use in our content. So these are the notes that I'm using for this client. They are a fitness creator who have spent the last 2 years building an audience of over 20,000 subscribers on YouTube and 200,000 followers on Pinterest. The problem they're experiencing right now is that this audience is currently only bringing them in around $1,000 a month. So they want to grow this and start monetizing their audience with digital products. And so they've come to me to build a website to sell their workout guides from. The deliverables for this project include a homepage and 2 long-form sales pages. So in this video, I'm going to be writing the copy for one of these sales pages, focusing on selling this dumbbell home workout guide. The reason I want to focus specifically on this sales page is because your sales page is the page most optimized for conversions. It's where you're going to find all the high converting sections that you would use on a website together on the same page. So by the end of this video, you're going to get a really good idea of how to write each different website section. When you're writing copy like this, you do want to approach it in sections rather than just one big piece of text, because again, people don't read, they scan, so they're unlikely to be reading everything on this page from top to bottom. Most likely they're going to be scrolling and looking for the heading that catches their eye, and so each section needs to tell its own story and be able to stand alone, but also work together with all the other sections on this page. For this same reason, a lot of these sections we can repeat and reuse throughout our website pages. Don't be afraid to repeat yourself. If you feel like you've said something 100 times already, it's likely your audience haven't even registered it yet. And this goes as well for your call to action. You want to choose one call to action that you consistently repeat throughout this page. For this, it's going to be to buy this dumbbell home workout guide. And so the first thing we want to decide is, what is this call to action button going to say? And there are 3 rules for a really powerful call to action. The first is to be very specific. Instead of using vague phrases like learn more, click here, or download now, you want to be specific about what you're actually asking them to do. So you could say instead, download my workout plan. Number 2 is to focus on what the person is getting, not what they are giving. For example, instead of saying buy now, purchase now, or add to cart, instead you would say plan my workout, get my copy, or start now. And number 3, you want to write in first person. So you would say plan my workout instead of plan your workout. So now that we have our call to action, the next thing we want to do is choose a tone for our copy. Going back to our website strategy and our market research, the tone that I want to use here is brutally honest, no nonsense, and straight to the point. Because when I'm looking at my audience, they are tired of the fitness industry with extreme fitness plans and big outrageous claims. They've tried a lot of things before that haven't worked for them, and so they're coming into this a little skeptical. They comment things like, I've tried so many different workout videos, but these are the only videos I keep coming back to because they're easy to follow and I'm actually starting to see results. So this is the key messaging that I'm drawing from. And the first section on this page is the hero section. And so what we're trying to do with this when someone comes onto this page is communicate in under 3 seconds. What is it? Who is it for? How will it make my life better? And what do you want me to do next? And so the option that I've come up with is a workout plan you can actually stick to. Yes, even you. So this is really basic, really simple to understand, but we are saying a lot here with this statement. So what is it? It's a workout plan. Who is it for? With this, we're implying that this is for the skeptic who's tried everything and is convinced nothing will work for them. This is really effective because we're tapping into a feeling here, not just a demographic. For example, fitness plans for busy moms, it doesn't quite hit as hard as addressing the feeling that our audience are experiencing. And so this goes back to our brand story script. When your customer is coming to you, there is more than one level to the problem that they're experiencing. They have this surface level need here, which is, I need a workout plan to help me get fit. But then they also have this internal problem, which is the deeper feeling they're having in relation to their surface level need. And so what we're trying to do on this page here, as much as possible, is to tap into these feelings, because this is a lot more powerful in connecting with our audience. And then lastly, how will it make my life better? Well, this audience already know the problem that they have is that they're inconsistent. And so if they can stick to it, they're more likely to see results. And then phrasing it like this implies that something about this workout plan is different to all other workout plans that are hard to stick to. So what we're doing here is we're making our audience curious. They're now thinking, well, why is this different? And this is really good because the purpose of this hero section is not to cram in all the information and answer every single question. You just want to get people curious enough to want to stay on this page and know more. And so now I like to call the next section the problem solving section. This is where we're going to address the key problem that our audience are experiencing, empathize with what they're going through, and then position our product or our service as the solution to this problem. And to help us structure this into a compelling story, there are different copywriting frameworks that are really useful to learn here as well. So the one that I'm going to be using here is AIDA. First, you want to grab their attention, pique their interest in what your service can do for them, then turn this into desire by painting a picture of the transformation they'll experience, and finally, always prompt them into taking action. So let's put together an example. So for the heading, you're not lazy, you just need the right plan. The reason most people give up when it comes to working out is they follow random workout videos with no real plan, or try to go from 0 to 100 overnight, only to give up just as fast when it doesn't stick. That's why my workout plans are designed to gently ease you in to build lasting habits that will stick with you for life. And my community will be here to give you the support, guidance, and accountability you need to be able to stick with it long term, so that a year from now, you look back at yourself and think, wow, I really did that. So we have our attention grabbing headline. My aim is to shock them a little bit with this and make them want to know more. Then here I'm piquing their interest and giving them a couple of situations that they can recognize in themselves. And so they're thinking, oh, that sounds familiar. Maybe this is for me. Then I'm painting a picture of the positive outcome that they want and asking them to take action. We can break this down as well in terms of our brand story script. So first we're addressing the problem. And again, we're drawing on the feeling they're experiencing. They've been made to feel lazy by all these crazy, unrealistic workout plans that haven't worked for them. Then we're highlighting the risk. So what happens if they don't take action or they go with another product over yours? Then we're giving them a plan, setting ourselves up as the guide to help them get what they want, and giving them a positive outcome that they're going to experience after buying or working with us. And so you don't need to include all of these messaging points in the same section like this here, but hopefully this gives you an idea of how this brand story script is used in our messaging. So the next section here is steps to success. This is where we lay out a clear step-by-step plan that our customer can follow to get what they want. We want to keep this as simple as possible, so 3 to 5 steps max. And again, we want our customers to be able to quickly scan this section and be able to envision a clear path to their goals. You might actually have 50 smaller steps in between all of this, but we're not looking to overwhelm our customers. We just want to make it easy for them to take that first step. For example, start with my free nutrition guide, pick a program and join our community. Keep at it and watch as you become a stronger, healthier, and more confident version of yourself. Next up, we have your social proof. And so this is more than just one section. You're going to want to sprinkle this throughout your web page, but there are 2 ways that we can inject some social proof into this page. The obvious one is testimonials, but we can also use statements that talk about the number of clients or customers that trust your service. So for example, I've helped over X number of women on their fitness journey. Here's what they're saying. In this next section, we then want to go into more detail about what's actually included. We want to make sure to use bullet points and focus on the benefits rather than the features. So you might display the features as the headings, but then use a short 1-sentence description that describes the benefits of these and what it actually helps your customer do. For example, sustainable nutrition plan, learn how to fuel your body and make small, slow changes that transform your health without cutting out all your favorite foods. So this is far more effective than just a long list of all the things that are included. So next up, we have our purchase options. And when you're naming your packages or your products, a good trick is to either name them after the target audience that the offer is for, to make people think, oh yeah, that option is for me. Or you want to name the result that this package helps your audience get, to make people think, yes, that's what I want. Then again, we can list some of the things that are included in this package, keeping this clear and simple and trying to stick to just the things that are most important to the client. This section is all about what we can do to increase the perceived value of this offer. And so listing 100 things that you include doesn't necessarily do this. Usually 5 bullet points of things that the client really cares about is going to persuade someone a lot quicker than a huge long list. There are also a lot of ways that we can structure these packages on our page to increase the perceived value of our offer. So I'm going to get into that in more detail in the next video when we're actually building out this sales page. So next up, we have our about section, and this should be a really short section introducing who you are, establishing yourself as an authority, and building connection with your audience. As with everything else on this page, your about section is not at all about you, which is the mistake that most people make here. You can definitely talk about your own journey, especially if you share common struggles with your audience, or you can mention your qualifications or how many clients you've achieved to help get a certain result, but you want to make sure that these are all relevant and that you're using these to link it back back to how you can help your customers achieve their own goals. You want to show that you understand what they're going through and you know how to help them. For example, when it came to working out and feeling good in my body, I struggled not knowing where to begin for years. I would see pictures of fit, happy, and healthy women and think that could never be me, until a friend sat me down and showed me what I was capable of with the right plan. They showed me how to transform my relationship with food to nourish my body and how to train smarter, not harder. I quickly started to discover a fitter, stronger, and healthier version of myself was just underneath the surface. Now it's my turn to do the same for you. And so you can see here how we're using our own story, but we're linking it back to the common goals that you share with your customer. Up next on this page, we have one of my favorite sections, Is This For Me? This is where we're going to list 3 to 5 common problems that your audience experience or situations that they might find themselves in. The more specific and relatable, the better. This is going to help your ideal client feel like you're talking directly to them. They're reading this and thinking, you read my mind. So for example, no matter how many 10-minute ab workout videos you do, it never seems to make a difference. You roll your eyes every time someone says you just need to be consistent, as if it was that easy, or craving a simple step-by-step plan that tells you exactly what to do to reach your goals. Then next to this, you want to list 3 to 5 desirable outcomes that your audience want to demonstrate the transformation that your product or service offers. So for example, work out less while seeing bigger and better results, learn how to fuel your body to reach your goals faster, finally start to build healthy habits and stick to them so that you look back a year from now and say, wow, is that really me? So you can be a little bit more creative here. You don't have to display them a list next to a list, but this can be really powerful in showing the transformation that your product offers and getting your audience to think, yes, that's exactly what I want. And another bonus section that I really like to add in here is this is not for you if. And so this is your chance to really set yourself apart from other products or services and showcase what makes your product different. Another reason I love adding this section is that you get a chance to be really honest. There's some people that your offer is just not going to be suited for, and this page is as much about repelling those people as it is about attracting the right ones. The last thing that we want is for someone to buy this and then leave a bad review because it wasn't what they were expecting. For example, this is not for you if you're looking for an all or nothing quick fix, guaranteed to transform your life and give you the body of your dreams in 30 days. 75 hard may work for some, but all or nothing programs like this only set you up to fail in the long term and suck all the joy out of life. I didn't get to this point by starving my body, giving up all my favorite foods, working out 3 hours a day and never touching a glass of wine again. I've tried that and I can tell you it doesn't work. True transformation happens from building sustainable habits slowly over time while enjoying the journey along the way, which is exactly what I'm here to help you do. So this does a lot, not just to repel the people that are looking for a quick fix, but also build a lot of trust by being open and honest about what is actually included in this program. So next up we have our FAQs. One thing I like to do to come up with these is go on to ChatGPT. On here you can type in client description is thinking about hiring a service or product. What questions would they have before they are ready to buy? This will then spit out a whole load of generic questions. Some of them won't be relevant and some you can cross off because you've already answered them within the rest of your page. But there's usually a couple that you might not have thought of, and this can really help you put together your FAQs. You definitely don't want to raise more questions for your audience than necessary. What you want to do in this section is provide clarity for your audience. So you want to keep these short and sweet and reassuring to address any concerns that your customer might have. And then last up, you always want to end every page with a call to action. One of the techniques that we can use here to create a really powerful call to action is the question behavior effect. Basically, by turning your call to action from a statement into a question, you give your customer a sense of control and therefore they're more likely to take that action. So you're not telling them what to do or that they need to buy your product now. Instead, you want to ask them a yes or no question that gives them a sense of ownership over their decision. So these types of questions usually begin with will. So for example, rather than telling your customer, start your fitness journey now, you would change this to, will you start your fitness journey now? Can you see how this kind of feels better? When you ask a yes or no question like this, you get your customer to commit one way or another. They either want to get fit or they don't. And so this kind of gentle nudge can be really effective in getting them to take that final action. And this is just one of the many ways that you can use psychology within your copy. If you do want to learn more about sales psychology, then a few of the resources I recommend checking out are Building a Story Brand, Alchemy, or Why We Buy, which is a free newsletter and honestly the only newsletter I'm still subscribed to. But I also really want to encourage you to notice the things around you that convince you to buy things. What was it about a sales page that made you think, yes, I need this, and then buy it? take notes, steal copy from other people, and adapt it for your own purposes. The templates that I've shown you here is a very formulated approach, which is really great starting point to stop you from just staring at an empty Google Doc. So if you want to grab these for yourself, then I'll leave the link below. But I also want to encourage you to use your own creativity, play around with the order of these sections and how you tell this story to your audience. And a lot of this storytelling is also going to happen in how you present this information visually within your web design. So now that we have all this content ready to go, what we'll be doing in the next video is taking this and actually designing our sales page. So hit subscribe and I'll see you there.